All right, looks like we've got our stream going and it's all working. I like it. I like it. Okay, let's get into it today. So I found a great item yesterday. Well, it's not actually a good item, but this alternating enchantment I think is an infix because I can't do any charms to it, right? We've got regular enchant, we've got relentless freedom, and we have our empty gem slot. So enchant relentless freedom, empty gem slot, and then fractured rend, which is PvP only. When block breaking a player, inflict rend, reducing armor by 14% for 6 seconds. That's a huge rend. But that alternating enchant is actually a really cool little something. So yeah, I think I'm going to take this and use it for a little while. It's also a set item. It's from the Stifling set. I got this out of an OPR box. I believe you can also get the Stifling set out of the raid. Let's see. We had the Enrage set. We had the Second Wind set. And then there was a third set in here. Oh no, Protector's Blessing. So the Stifling set, I think, is strictly in the PvP tracks. Yeah, and that's where I got it from. I didn't get it from a box. I got it from one of these PvP tracks. It was just on here to purchase. So the Stifling set is cool because it gives you hitting an enemy with an attack while all of your active weapon abilities are on cooldown, silences your target for 2 seconds and yourself for 1 second. Can occur only once every 5 seconds. Silence blocks use of abilities. AI don't have abilities, so this doesn't work in PvE. But while silenced, do 10% more damage with basic attacks, and hitting a target will reduce ability cooldowns by 5%. So getting 4 pieces of stifling for PvP, I think is actually like crazy. Especially, um, I think with something like the sword or something like that, I think you could stifle like everybody, right? Just go in there, blow all your cooldowns, and then just get them. And then, so like it says hitting an enemy while silenced, do 10% more damage with basic attacks, and hitting a target will reduce ability cooldowns by 5%. Now, it's possible that this means if you at least hit a target when all of your cooldowns. Um, sorry, if you at least hit a target while you're silenced with a basic attack, then your cooldowns go down 5%. It might not be for each target you hit. But this also says, um, so this can be used in PvE because it says while silenced, do 10% more base damage with basic attacks, and hitting a target will reduce ability cooldowns by 5%. So you still silence yourself, right? When you hit any enemy. It doesn't say hit a PvP enemy. It says hit any enemy. So you can silence yourself for 1 second after all of your weapon abilities are on cooldown. And then trigger this effect to lower your cooldowns. So it'll take some testing. I don't know exactly how it works, but if it works on every enemy you hit, you could go ape shit on some PvE stuff with this as well. And I don't know what this skin is, but it looks dope as hell. Like, dang. It's got this weird rainbow handle. I love it. It's like a white obsidian blade. Anyway, let's get into some content. Let's fucking tear it up. Because of that, I definitely want to do some more OPR. I still want to do more catacombs. I want to do more OPR. I am just enjoying all of the content so much. So much good stuff to do. We need to do some more M's. Need to do some of that action. I want to do, M2s and M3s. I'm definitely not there yet. Heck, I could barely do M1s. What do we have to get to be able to do these? Let's see, let's go back to the one we did yesterday. We did Empyrean yesterday. Oh, I did unlock. Okay, so we did unlock M2s. That's crazy. I don't know why it's showing me all this garbage gear. Like, there's no way. This just isn't what you get here. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand how their gear preview system works, but whatever. These are the names that can possibly be in here, so I get that. And then, so this must be like it's always going to have these stats. And then it gets one random because it's only 4, so you'll get it as a legendary. And then it'll get one random stat, maybe. Gambled energy. Oh, sold some anima quartz. Make money, money, make money. That anima quartz is valuable. Okay, let's go get into an OPR. Let's just start the day with some PvP here. Let's just start the day with some PvP. I'm kind of sad because I still got to wait till next Tuesday. What day is today? It's only Saturday. So I still got Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I got 3 whole days left before I can earn any more of these. So I can't like level up any more gear or anything. This is the other thing I need to get worked on. So that good gear farm in the top of the sun tower, you don't drop any um you don't drop any accessories, no jewelry. So I actually need to work on getting some more jewelry. I should probably be pulling jewelry out of here, but I haven't been because I was, getting dark crystals and stuff and selling those. Because I need to make that money so I can buy the rest of my leech stuff. my sword isn't all the way leveled up, which kind of sucks. Only got level 16, so I don't even have my big boy skill yet, but whatever. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I got a couple of kills with this thing earlier last night. Late last night, or whatever the fuck. There's a Merc run up? Okay. Whoops. Didn't see that. Does it look like this sword? Because I think every sword should look like this sword. This is so badass. Hey, that guy's got one too. Everybody goes for mid. Look at how fast they're getting their first one. They've already got theirs. Sure, we started getting mid a little bit, but they're going to get there before our reinforcements do and just start beating on us. All right, we've taken this one. Time to go sneak around the back. It's sneaky, sneaky time. The reason we want to sneak around the back, I don't actually think that I'm going to be able to get this right now. But their whole team is likely fighting over mid. And if I can come over here and start this cap, they already put a bear up here. That's crazy. If I can come over here and start this cap, then I did not expect anybody to be here. Well, that sucks. Oh my god, this lag is atrocious too. So what I wanted to do there was I wanted to try and start the cap and draw a couple of people away. I'm really surprised that there were people just sitting there waiting at that. But that's fine because they've drawn themselves away, right? By just sitting there, they're out of the fight, which means unless the fight is at their back line, they're not a part of it. Which will mean we have the advantage everywhere else in the map until they finally decide to step in. That was a bad idea. Let's go ahead and eat a food here. Nerd. This dude's tanky as hell. Gotcha. Ooh. I thought those were my allies. I didn't realize I was standing in his enemy AoEs. Whoops. Whoopsie, whoopsie, whoopsie. Somebody gave us a summoning portal, though. That's fantastic. Aw. 3v1, not really anything you can do. My other teammate died too quick there. But hey, we get to respawn right here. Ooh, that's a lot of people. Maybe don't run straight towards the big ass massive enemies. I honestly thought that mounts were going to mess up OPR, and I don't think they're terribly useful or really viable in some of the maps, but on this map, I actually think they're pretty good. We got a purple here. Hey, Ursine. Let's go summon this on the other side, probably. If we can get over there. Without getting murdered. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to get over there without getting murdered. They keep just trying to come on in here. Let's go have some fun. Oh, that's their bear. Do they have a summon on this backside over here? Oh, yep, they got a spirit. Oh, I fucked up. Oh, I fucked up real bad. I was going to go summon a bear on the backside of their gate there, but... All right. We're going to wait. Here we go. Here we go. Raw! I'm gonna eat you! Get in my belly! Okay, that guy just beat my ass. Whoopsie! I should have known better. As soon as you get inside of that little void circle, for the void gauntlet, that's like their win condition, right? Is fight you in there because they get like all kinds of leech and stuff, and they do a bunch of damage. So I know better than to just stand there and try to go toe to toe with a void gauntlet like that, but whatevs. Get your little ass back over here, dude. We've been hanging on to this fight really well here. This is a lot of what happens in this particular map, though, is the fight gets pitched right here at the middle one. And it's honestly easier to hold it than it is to take it. Because, come back over here. I want to fight you. Bop. Bop. Okay, stop chasing. It's not doing any good. He's tanky enough, he's going to get away. Did the fight move inside? Are they trying to take this thing? No? What's going on? Did we push them all the way back to theirs? Oh, wow. Well, that seems unfortunate for them. Not jumping down there. Come back over here. Sometimes you just gotta chase a motherfucker. I see you, Dark 30. I'm coming. Coming for you. That Dark 30 dude is tanky as hell. But hey, 360 coins. $360 coins. I think I'm gonna have to turn on my chat because I need to be able to see when these world tours are happening because I need to start doing some chest runs. Which is a big fat bummer, but hey, who's up to 8K? I'm up to 8K. Booyah. Let's open this bad boy up. A Rusher's Great Sword. Shirking nature, keenly empowered, vicious, acutely empowered. I just had some keen on that bad boy. Let's see. Alchemist Reprieve improves the healing from potions. Nice. Healing Heart on Heart Rune, heal for 7.2% of your max health. Nice. Refreshing move. Light attacks reduce cooldowns. Nice. Nimble. 9.6. I actually like this ring. If it had a gem slot, like that'd be super dope. But compared to my current earring, which is 2 empty skill slots, which is basically useless. Yeah, I mean, I've got some good empowering toast, fortifying toast, that refreshing recovery. These are actually all really good. But I think just due to the fact that I have more useful stuff here, um, probably this is better. This is better, question mark. Then what do we get here? Ooh, anointed lifesteal. That's a perk that I want. Um, no. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. We're gonna put that in the lock position here for just a second. Oh, we got another great sword here. Oh no, I've already had this. So 2 arcane attunements and disdained infliction. Man, I love loot. All right, let's take a peek see here. I don't have enough to buy anything. Okay. We've got 9K. So let's go see if I can get a couple more anointeds. Because I need an anointed here. I need an anointed on my boots. Let's see, I need... That has anointed, so I need 2 anointeds right now. Anointed lifesteal charm. Ooh, what the fudge knockers? Nope. What the fudge knockers? All right, let's get in here. Let's go to settings. And let's take a look at my feed channel. Right, so right now everything is turned off. So we're going to turn recruitment on. Let's turn faction on. No. Let's make it muted as well. I think we're just going to turn on recruiting. And that'll help us. I don't know what ATA is. Let's see if I can figure it out. They were doing Merc Guard. I mean, the only other place I can think of is like somewhere in the Elysian Wilds or something. Hmm. I don't know. That's too much difficulty. I don't like trying to figure out what the hell's going on. I love this game because I love that I can do anything and get my gear, right? Is a chest run probably the most efficient way to get, the top gear? Absolutely. But I can come in here and I could just play Outpost Rush all day, every day for a couple of weeks or a month and probably get all the gear I want for maybe even multiple builds, especially because this game runs on a gear bias system and what you wear is mostly what you drop. So because I already know what I want, right? I'm always going to be getting gear that potentially could be an upgrade for what I'm already wearing, which is just insanely strong. Just insanely strong. I bet that these boxes probably run on the same bias system. So, I jump in here. Um, yeah, it is loot biased. So I could get two-handed melee weapon caches and probably get swords, great swords. I could get one-handed melee caches and probably get mostly regular swords. Am I probably going to get one or two other items out of, say, every 10? Absolutely. But mostly I'm going to get great swords and swords because of the loot bias system. So you can build up, right? If you want to maybe switch weapons, you can absolutely go in there with your stronger weapon, right? Fight in the catacombs, get all those tokens, buy a bunch of those boxes, switch to a new weapon, and then um, open them up and get more of that same weapon. So you can buy just like a garbage 700 uh like axe or something like that and then just open up a shit ton of those boxes and just get a ton of them, which I think is fantastic. But we're all leveled up and feeling good. Something else I do need to be doing, um I do need to consider. I got to go through all this gear. That's part of what I need to be doing. I got this yesterday, this 4 protection keenly empowered, and I kind of want to equip it. I mean, it's kind of good. It doesn't have a gem socket, but I mean, 10% empower on crit plus 4 different types of protection. Or sorry, 3 types of protection in the sturdy fortify for PvP. Actually, I think we're putting that on while we're doing OPR. I feel like this is a really good OPR weapon. Thrust, void, and strike protection. So hammers, um, bows, and muskets are both thrust. Well, bows or muskets might be strike. They're either thrust or strike. And then void for those nerds running the void gauntlet. I think it's good. I think it's real good. Hey, we got this one again. I just can't stop doing OPR. I can't stop PvPing in this game. It's so much fun to PvP in this game. And I'm not even good at it. I can't even imagine if I ever actually get good. Get some good gear, get a good build going on. Which, I mean, I need to stop OPRing so I can get good gear, but whatever. It's fine. Honestly, if I could get some good stifling gear, like that'd be super dope. I've got 785 gear score here because everything goes up to at least 775. That's nice. I need to start using my heart rune more. I just don't know if I like this more or less. Alchemist Reprieve, Healing Heart. Getting all that healing from my heart rune, maybe that'll be enough to make me start using it. Let's see. Hey, we got some people actually going for it this time. Aw, shiznit. They got to theirs first. That's crazy. Lunchbox 1. What's up, Lunchbox? We're going to get ours first, though, because we've got more people here. And somehow we managed to get the advantage on the mid. That's crazy. Trying to come through that entrance with all those mages and stuff there is gross. Some people do have to stand back on the point so we can finish it. There we go. Nice deal. Ooh, some people went over to theirs. I'm going to go sneak around with that person and try and go help them at the enemy position here, if they're still alive when I get there. It looks like they're probably not. Nice, ladies and gentlemen. Nice. That was a good push. Heck yeah, that was fun. That was tons of fun. That's why coming to these locations is so important, though, is because pushing beyond their line and getting their line to turn around and run back towards you is an extremely, extremely valuable way to break the fight. Because what was happening there is we were in a pitched battle, and then two of us came back here and started killing people. They started to notice that. A bunch of them turned around, and then their line breaks, and then we get to push more forward, and that's how we ended up taking their position there. Is my team probably stronger than the other team? Absolutely. Would we have eventually probably gotten there for sure? Bode, I don't know how to say that name. But welcome to the chat. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate it. How you doing? How you enjoying the New World patch? Two v1s are so obnoxious, especially against flippin' mages, dude. I don't know because I've never played it, but I'm thinking about buying it. Oh, okay. Well, now is the time. I've been playing. I've got a little over 1,700 hours now. I played the game when it was still in beta, and then I played at launch for a couple of months, and then me and my entire guild quit. And I have come back for every major expansion: Brimstone Sands, Rise of the Angry Earth, and now Nighthaven. I came back for all of that. And I would say right now is probably the best time to play the game out of every time that I've played. We just have way too much good stuff going on. There's too many good activities. There's too much. Um, there are too many ways to get your gear, different things to do. They've got a lot of variety in things. I really feel like the game is in a really good spot right now. The fact that you get all of the expansions for free. So the Rise of the Angry Earth used to be a $20 or $30 expansion. But with this new patch release, they went ahead and just rolled it into the main game. So now when you buy the game for, I think it's $60, you get everything. So that's a huge, huge reason to start playing now. But I totally think it's worth it. I have been not recommending this game to people up to this point, and my opinion on that has kind of changed with this patch. What do you usually play? You play a lot of MMOs, or is this maybe going to be your first MMO if you decide to play it, or? Man, this poor other team is just getting beat back. Oh, they got some people out all the way back to our spawn thing again. Good for a couple of them. This is really smart because it keeps pulling me and some of my allies off of the spawn camp, which is what you have to do to break that camp. You have to get some of us going doing some other stuff. So mad kudos to that person for getting us turned around here. Oh, we didn't quite finish that off. There we go. I've been playing MMORPGs for 21 years. I enjoy beating the crap out of noobs. Like World vs. World and others. I enjoy theory crafting, and so far I've always found builds in the game beat the meta. Okay, cool. Well, there's lots of PvP in this game, but there's lots of different kinds of PvP in this game. So you've got 3v3s, which I've actually been having a lot of fun with. The 3v3 maps are pretty good. The original 3v3 map was just a flat thing with two pillars in it, and it wasn't great. But they've made a couple of more 3v3 maps, and I think 3v3 is actually in a pretty good spot right now. I've had some fun with that. This is 20 versus 20 OPR, which is Outpost Rush, which is these little outposts, but it's not just kill the other team and take the spot. You can also harvest resources in there and then like build fortifications around those little outposts, which is super cool. And then there's, I think it's 10 versus 10 capture the flag, which each team, sort of has their home point, and then you go over, you take their flag, and you bring it back to your flag, just like a standard capture the flag. And all three of those different PvP modes definitely have their own metas. because they have, different objectives. So, if you really like looking into the metas and then, trying to build something to break those, there's actually going to be a lot more of that available because of the different types of gameplay. And then the big, so the thing that drew people to the game was obviously the war system. I still think that the war system is in the worst place out of all of the content in the game. And that's because all the war maps are the same. So this is the fort for the new Nightfall. And um, so unfortunately, this map is the same everywhere. Um, you've got 3 locations, right? I don't know exactly where they are on this one. This one's actually kind of a little wonky shaped. But you've got 3 points, 1, 2, 3, across the center here, where you have capture points that you have to collect. And then that'll give you the ability to um, start sieging the keep or the fort. And then there's a capture point in the middle of the fort. And that's how you take over a zone, is you have to capture all 4 of those points in a 30-minute war. The problem is that no matter what zone you're in, they always go and they find a section of the zone and they just totally flatten it. And then they build this exact same thing. It's basically just copy pasted in every single zone. So what should be this really dynamic, interesting mode is just the same flat garbage on every zone. And so wars are always the same. And so the meta for wars is always the same no matter what zone you're in. And I think that's really bad because it'd be really cool if we had, these really different PvP environments for the wars. And then specific builds would be better in specific regions. And so if you took over a region, then you would have this really fun ability, um, to build a custom build for the defense of just that zone. And it would be unique. And so people would have to come up with a good build to break your build. And I think, like you said, that meta subversion and that meta anti-meta friction would, it would keep the markets really active, right? Because as people took over zones and started outfitting themselves specifically to defend their zone or outfitting themselves to specifically attack a zone, you would end up with, lots of activity on the markets all the time because people would constantly be making new builds and switching builds and doing all that stuff. So it'd be really healthy for that. But it would also be really healthy in that it would be impossible. It would be impossible to stop everything, right? There would always be something that would get you. And so I think that would just end up being really, really positive for the game. But let's see here. What do we get? So we got 3 artifacts to choose from on our PvP reward track. So we've got Hecata, which is a life staff. We actually got 2 life staffs here. Interesting. Hecata says for 5 seconds after casting a life staff ability, the next heavy attack that passes through an ally will grant reinforced, giving them 30% damage absorption for the next hit taken within 7 seconds. That's maybe one of the strongest abilities I've seen on an artifact, if I'm being honest. Outgoing healing is increased by 25% when not affected by any life staff heal over time effects. When basic attacks pass through allies, their stamina and mana regen rate is increased by 20%, 30% respectively for 3 seconds. Wow, that one's a really good one too. Yo, they really put some work in the life staffs. Goodness. Unyielding hardhead, PvP only. Receive 20% less damage from critical hits. This helm's weight is reduced by 6%. Interesting. Interesting. I kind of want this. I mean, 20% less damage from crits is crazy. I think we're getting it. I think we got to. I think we got to. Right. Let's see. If we do 1, 2 there, we get 1. We do 1 there, we get 1. I still need 2 to get that. Okay, not quite done. All right, let's open up our OPR chest. Let's see what we got. Ooh, we got 4 legendaries this time. Nice. Empowering Breaker, Potent Energy, Anointed Potions. No. Empty Gem Slot, Contagious Upheaval. Acutely Keen with Vicious and Sundering stacks are all fairly powerful. Hitting a target transfers 2 active debuffs from yourself to the target. Upheaval deals plus 13% damage. I don't know what the upheaval... I assume that's a sword skill. At least I hope so. And then an empty gem slot. That's actually not a terrible sword. It's fairly... purpose. Yeah, the bonus on Helm is... That was definitely an OP. So the artifacts are very unique equipment. And you'll see they're all these really red ones. And so right now it says equip to view task, but each one of them gives you a task or a series of tasks to unlock all of their abilities. And they basically have the same, perks no matter what. So, for example, this unmoved, the unmovable is the special perk here. You cannot be displaced when taking a hit. Reflect void damage back at the target equal to 16% of your weapon damage. So, this one, you know, the meta for tanking in PvP games is very often pushing and pulling and just sort of manipulating enemies to get them off your healers and do stuff like that. So, this is really, really good for sort of countering that. It's also really good in PvE because a lot of the enemies are kind of knocking you around all the time in this game. So yeah, the artifacts are really, really special. And so you can only have 3 artifacts equipped at a time. You can have 1 armor artifact, you can have 1 weapon artifact, and you can have 1 trinket artifact or accessory artifact at a time. And so you kind of got to like choose, and then you sort of build your build around those. Now, the artifacts have... We've got sets now. So sets didn't used to be a thing until this newest patch. And so now you can see here, I've got a sword that I got from my PvP track that is part of the stifling set. If you look up in the top here, it says stifling set. And then this is a set infix. And so not all set pieces will get an infix, but these infixes are kind of like the special abilities of the artifacts, but they're not limited in the same way that artifact abilities are. So this alternating enchantment is hitting with a basic attack will increase the base damage of the next ability within 5 seconds by 10%, and then hitting with an ability will increase the base damage of the next basic attack within 5 seconds by 10%. So if you're swapping, right, you hit with an attack, you hit with an ability, you hit with an attack, you hit with an ability, then you're getting 10% increased damage on all of those. So this is a really interesting skill. It's a little shitty to have with the stifling set because the stifling triggers based off of having no abilities available, being all the way on cooldown. So it's not really a good synergy, but this is the first set item and the first set infix that I've gotten, so I'm pretty excited about it. But then you've got your regular perks, and then you've got your set bonus here. So for 2, right, if I get another piece of stifling, I can silence my targets for 2 seconds when I hit, if all of my abilities are on cooldown. And then if I get 4, then I get bonus damage while silenced. and I also reduce my ability cooldowns. So this is while I'm silenced, which is cool because it means I silence myself, I get cooldowns, but it'll also mean that if somebody else silences me, I'll get cooldowns, which is really crazy. So now that we have sets, we have infixes, we have artifacts, we have these charm slots, which are, you'll see here, I've got attached charms. You've got your gem slots, which we've always had, but now we have charm slots for specific abilities as well. So you're getting much more control over what your gear looks like, and you're getting much more versatility in viable build options now. And this is why the game, I think, is so good right now, is because they did a complete overhaul to their gear system. And the gear system is just much more versatile now, and I like it a lot. Yeah, I read about the sets today, but most of them seem bad at first glance. Well, so I think that's important though. So something New World has always done pretty well is they don't typically allow you to generally be good at everything. Um, Sets in this game and perks in this game and stuff like that are really, really narrowly focused. So it it leaves you open to being killed all the time. You're never going to, unless you're just going like full on tank, deal no damage. uh, You're always, always, always going to have a weakness, and so I think that's really important because the more narrowly focused the perks and stuff like that are, um, the more variability there needs to be in builds. And so I think that's really good. And I think it keeps PvP balanced. So one of the things that people say a lot is, well, you've got to make items really uniform, because if items are uniform, then you can balance PvP. But I think that leaves out the fact that if there's a lot of different options for PvP, if there's a lot of crazy stuff out there for PvP, then you can't possibly defend against all of it. And that's sort of a self-balancing system, right? If a really OP build comes out that's just murking everybody in PvP, then like you were saying you like to do is you like to get that anti-meta and go beat those people. A lot of people will do that. And there's always going to be an anti-meta when things are convoluted and complicated with lots of different options and stuff like that, right? Maybe the meta is a poison build. Well, then all you need to do is just go anti-poison. But then if you go anti-poison, then anybody who's got, fire damage is going to beat your ass. And so you basically can't overcome everything when you've got a lot of options. And that in itself balances the meta. So even if there's something OP, like, oh, okay, well, that person just gets their butt kicked by whatever this anti-meta build is. So I think it's good. I think it's in a great spot. Think it's in a great spot. Really excited about it. And then, I mean, we talked about a little bit of all of the PvP content there is, but there's also a ton of PvE content. You've got your open world, right? So you can, these areas here where you see this red underneath, these are elite open world zones, which means for the most part, you shouldn't go there by yourself. If you have a really good build with some really good self-sustain, you totally can. But for the most part, these are group contents. And then in your activities here, you have your catacombs, which is brand new, which is like a roguelite mode where you go in with 3 people and you kill bosses and you get power-ups and stuff like that that only last through the run. And you're trying to kill as many bosses as you possibly can in 30 minutes. And then you get rewards to spend at this vendor over here, which sells you item crates and stuff like that, set crates, skins, all kinds of things like that that are really cool. Oh, I'm lagged out. Then you've got your regular dungeon content. So you've got expeditions, which are your regular dungeon. You've got mutated expeditions. The mutated expeditions, these mutations get more difficult the higher tier you go, but they also change every week. So you sort of have to change your build every week to overcome these mutations. And then you've got raids, which we now have 2 raids. So these are 10-person like mega dungeons. You've got soul trials, which are single player boss fights. So you get to do 3 of these every day. I actually need to go do mine today. And they just rotate around to the single player bosses that you run into throughout the storyline. So you just kind of go back and beat the crap out of a boss real quick. Season trials, which are, honestly, I have no idea what these are. I've never done this in my entire life. So I don't know what the fuck this is. Defeat a seasonal trial with a pre-made 10-player raid group. Okay, so these are 10-person boss fights. And then you've got your elite trials, which are 20-person boss battles. Right now we only have one. It's the Devourer. And it's got a lot of good stuff in it. But that's what I mean, there's so much content. I've played this game for 1,700 hours. I don't even know what this is. Too many things to do. So if you just like PvP, right, you've got Capture the Flag, you've got Outpost Rush, you've got 3v3 arenas, you've got influence races. So one of the things that happens is at specific times during a day, some of these zones will be put into an influence race. And when the influence race starts, you'll see there are all these little towers around. So we've got 1, 2, 3 towers and a fort in every zone. And when you control these towers and this fort during the influence race, you push your faction's influence in that zone. And if you get more influence than the people who already hold the zone, then you get the ability to declare war on that zone. So one of your guilds will declare war, and then they'll do that 50 versus 50 at the fort. And if they win that, then they actually take control over this. It'll change color. So I'm purple, and then there's also the yellows and the greens. And so you'll see that a guild owns each of these. The guild that owns this settlement is called Mute. The guild that owns this region is called Null. We've got Company Culture over here. We've got Stoics Assemble here. We've got Bountiful Harvest. We've got Squabble Up. We've got Stoics Assemble owns this one as well. We've got Cosmic Winners. So we have just a bunch of people who own all of these regions. They don't. So the guilds themselves get part of the. They get coin from the auction house. But there's not really a ton of benefit to owning these regions. So if you don't like guilds and stuff like that, you can ignore this mechanic. But if you really want to do, like big 50v50, really, really organized PvP, then getting in a guild and doing the wars is kind of what you're looking for. But this open world, I really like the influence races because you can see they're kind of different on every map. So if we look on this one, on Ebonscale Reach, you've got the fort is right here. And then you've got 1, 2, 3 towers are all right next to it. Whereas on this other one we were looking at, Brightwood had them spread out all over the place. 1, 2, 3, and then the fort's over here. So this is just really dynamic content where you're running around taking over these control points, getting in fights. As many people as they want can be involved. So this could be like, it's 3 factions. All 3 factions do the influence race at the same time. So there could be like 200 people from each group all fighting in here. So you could just have like a 600-person PvP beatdown going on. and you don't have to be a part of any of the guilds to participate. You just roll up and you help your faction. So if you don't like guilds, but you want to do the big open world PvP, this is very much like, the Guild Wars 2 realm versus realm type stuff. If that was something you were really interested in, it would definitely be your kind of content. But I've played a couple of those recently because that's not how Influence was done when the game first came out. Influence was in a really bad spot when the game first came out, so this is a much, much better system. And a lot of fun. Well, let's go play more Outpost Rush. Because I have a problem. My problem is, I like Outpost Rush too much. This is what I like. I like some of this smaller scale, objective-based type PvP. I'm not really a guild person. I don't like to join guilds because they have too many expectations. Need to play this build, need to be on at this time. Kiss my ass. Saint Christopher. And Pam to you, that's funny because my mom's name is Pam. My name is Christopher. And there they are right there. That's hilarious. Yeah, I also get tired of this in guilds. It's hard to convince the leaders that a build can always be better than the copy paste. Yeah. Well, and so I get it, right? You're trying to create an environment where you're going to win. Because as a guild leader, that's your responsibility, right? Is to make sure that the time investment of everybody who's playing in your guild is rewarded and that nobody is not pulling their weight. Because you have a limited amount of slots, you've got people playing really hard and contributing a lot to the guild. And so you want to ensure that everybody is providing sort of an equal amount of benefit to everybody else. And so I totally understand that. But that actively sort of cuts down on the amount of enjoyment in some aspects of the game that a lot of other players can have. And so it's just not a system that I personally enjoy participating in. And I don't think it's a system that a lot of people enjoy participating in. I think in general, the people who want to join guilds, I think, are typically people who don't have the time to do the research and create the builds for themselves. Oh, we're all going. Okay. This is interesting. This doesn't normally happen. But people who don't have the time to research the builds for themselves and need somebody to be like, okay, this is where you're going with your build. These are the items you need. This is, your play style. This is all of this stuff. And so that's great. But then those people are also the least skilled players because they play the least number of hours. And I mean, time played just equals skill. That's the way it is. And so you end up with this weird, like, guilds are really hardcore and they have all these really hardcore rules. But then the people who are most benefited by that system are the not hardcore people. So I don't know. It's too much for me to worry about. I just run around by myself. I'm not even in a guild. I just go do the things I want to do. Which is why I think faction systems are so important. And this is something that I talk a lot about on this channel, but the the leverage changes when you have factions. So if your primary PvP content is WoW guild based, then your guilds have leverage over other players to sort of enforce rules and say, okay, if you want to play this content, that was painful. Okay, if you want to play this content, then you have to follow these rules and join us. But if you have a faction system and factions are, like you said about Guild Wars 2, the top guilds are organized, always on Discord, demanding, and each one is beaten by a guild called Rome, where even the guys there don't use Discord to have squads. Everyone simply knows what to do with their own. Yeah. Yeah. And so those are going to be your most hardcore players. And so those groups of players are always going to be more valuable, right? It's like the difference between the Navy SEALs and just your standard army unit or something like that. Um, is you get people who really know what they're doing and don't need to be told what to do versus, your standard grunt who, has just the basic knowledge of, okay, person says go in that direction, go in that direction. And so it's very much the same thing, right? You get a small group of people who really knows what's up. They're always going to beat even a larger group of people. Hey, what's up, dude? Please throw off your freaking stun. There's also, so that influence war that we were talking about is also a great place for those small groups of people because there's so much ability to break away from the big central fight. Oop, I just like whirled my way into a whole lot of damage and died. My build was kind of built for some of the PvE content, and then I started having so much fun with the PvP. I started coming into the PvP content with it, and it doesn't quite work as well. I thought it was going to, but it doesn't. It's time to go get some different objectives, though. We're sitting here fighting a pitched battle right outside of our spawn, and that's just not how you win. Gotta go get these other objectives. Can I please summon my mount? That'd be great. Always gotta go for objectives. Oh, that's a tier 3 gate. Gross. Not getting through that. Hey, no gate. That's what I'm talking about. What's up, y'all? Glad some other people in the world know what's up. I'm going to hang out with these guys because I think, oh, baby oil. That dude actually kind of beat my ass the other day. But I think I'm going to hang out with these guys because they're getting these two objectives that are kind of off to this side. And they're worth more points than the central objective total. So it's my turn. It was nice talking to you. Yeah, have a good day there, Boat. And thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the follow. If you do decide to play the game, I'm over on Pangea server. We got quite a bit of good PvP that goes on over here. So we're US East. But hit me up. We got a lot of people coming in right now. This is bad. Oh, yeah, we're so fucked. Oh, that was fun. That was real fun. Hopefully that means that we have the ability to push in and take the center. But it doesn't look like we do. It looks like we're just trapped in our freaking gate here. The people have got to start going around and stuff. You can't just run face first into a choke point that the enemy controls with AoE damage. You're never going to get past that way. You've got to force the fight to be on multiple fronts. Because that tiny little choke point coming across that bridge, I mean, you're just cooked. Just cooked. You're not going to get through all the AoE to get to the enemy. There's not even any point in trying. You are wasting your time and your life. Oh, he went the other way. Okay, they got him. Oh, we got more peeps. Lycan has fight. Nope, they got him too. Yeah. Get it done. Oh, now we got people backcapping us all the time. This is awful. I'm gonna go see. These guys have this one. I'm gonna go see if I can stop this other person. I think it's one or two people. Just see if I can stop them from even getting this one so that we keep getting the points for it. Oh, there's too many. Yo, that dude hurts. Damn. That dude hit hard as fudge. How did that dude get away? That's crazy. Wow, we are pushed all the way back here. Pushed all the way back. Damn. Broke that line, though. Broke that line, though. Nice. We took mid. Good job, team. Now let's go see if we can get some of these side ones again. Row. Nope. Gross. Get a couple of strong people, and your build starts to feel real shit real fast. It's crazy the disparity in strength between the individual enemies. Okay, I'm having trouble even getting my freaking skills going here. La 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 la. La 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 la. Nerd. What the hell just killed me? Jooms with the Burninator. That was interesting. I got burninated. Oh my god, why are there so many of you? Leave me alone. Every time I go anywhere, I feel like I'm just totally outnumbered. Like 1,000 to 1. Stop fighting on this bridge. Go past the bridge. I honestly have no idea how that fire staff dude did not die. I'm so angry right now. Time to make some mayhem. Well, that was painful. On the bright side, you still get a cash even if you lose. So, I'm okay with it. Totally okay with it. I also feel like we did pretty good there. Feel like we did pretty good. Biggity bop 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 ba doogie 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 daggy doo bop bow ba doo bop. Ooh. Yeah, we got all kinds of stuff. Okay. Keen, vicious, sturdy, acutely empowered, empty gem slot. That's actually a pretty good sword. Um, if I'm being honest. Keen, refreshing move, desperate in power, not a good sword. Unbroken wind chill, so that's a skill. Intangible charge, that's a skill. That's not very good. We've got refreshing, healthy toast, refreshing toast. With an empty gem slot and bonus to stamina damage, which is pretty nice. This honestly isn't a terrible healthy toast, probably meh, but everything else about that is pretty good. But I don't think I'm keeping any of these. That's not true. I might be keeping this. This is pretty good because we could put lifesteal on it. If it had leech instead of sturdy, we'd definitely be keeping it. What's this? Don't even know where that came from. And both of those jewelries are close, but not quite good. Deadly Frost. While the Frigid Showers upgrade is active, Ice Showers Frostbite deals 8% weapon damage per second. Okay. Interesting. Looks like we got a new PvP track. Freedom. Stun, slow, and root effects base duration is reduced by 20%. That's actually kind of good. We got a musket with stuff that doesn't matter. Conditioning, life stealers draw. Wow. Couple of good stats in there, but probably not for me. Okay. Time to do some more things. Let's see. We'll get that one. And then we'll get this one. Then we'll get this one. And then if any of these are picked up, then we can just get everything. So let's do some catacombs. I want to try the sword in the catacombs. I need to get better about actually using my sword. I'm not necessarily doing a great job right now of using it properly. So, oh, I just ate salted roasted vegetables because I'm an idiot. Then we want this to go here. There we go. Tickled pickle. That's great. What's up, tickled pickle? If you're doing the catacombs, don't forget not to go through the first door till your whole team is like actually there. Actually, we need to change back to our hatchet. I forget that I don't have a taunt gem in my sword. And I don't think the sword is actually going to be better anyway. Okay, we're going this way. We do actually need to go this way. We got a little extra running in now. Nope. Wrong button. We need to get this lever. Now we can go kill the boss. I do think my older brother was probably right. We do potentially have the ability to split up for the first boss. I'm pretty sure that I can solo one of the early bosses because of all my lifesteal. So no, we're not going. What are we doing? Consistently heal allies. All right. Whatever. Going with Tommy's. This guy's a clown. Let's do it. Ooh, I've never. Is this? No, this is that boss. Okay. I'm a bad streamer, the Doldy. I don't. I don't have that stuff set up. But I'm currently playing just a 50% lifesteal. It's not all the way built yet, so I don't actually have 50% lifesteal. But I'm using Mortal Aggression and then lifesteal and anointed lifesteal charms on all of my armors, as well as lifesteal rune glasses on my weapons with my Carnelian gems. And then um, I've got my chest piece has Lifestealer's Draught, and that's pretty much how I'm getting all my lifesteal. So it's no artifacts or anything like that. It's something you can get just by farming the tower. And it's working out pretty well for the catacombs. It's not necessarily the best option for like PvP or even like expeditions and stuff. I think you need to just be a little more straight tanky if you're going to be the tank. But it works out pretty good, especially for the early stages of the catacombs. Just lets me attack and tank at the same time, which is nice. Until I get punched in the face by a big dude. Why are we trying to pick people up? Just respawn. It's literally right there. I don't even understand. Are y'all coming or what are we doing? Oh, they selected to. Oh my god. Just wow. You can't pug anything, man. People are so fucking dumb. I hate everyone. What a waste of my time. Well, that was the opposite of fun. Extracting with 15 plus minutes left. What a joke. All right, well, let's buy a bunch of these. No, let's not buy a bunch of those. Let's actually, I needed to get new jewelry. So let's actually open up a trinket cache. And let's start working towards some new jewelry here. We got an exemplary amulet with an offense slot, a defense slot, slash protection. And purify, when you are hit while below 50% health, you lose all debuffs. Ooh, I like that. Let's compare that. Did I get Azoth salt? I did. I got 2 vials of Azoth salt from that. That's crazy. Let's compare that to what we're currently wearing, which is 2 protections. Strike harnessing. Poisoning. I definitely don't need poisoning. Stamina recovery. When you're hit well below 50% health, gain 32 stamina. I love. I'm also not striking right now, so this necklace that I'm currently wearing is pretty unremarkable for me. So we'll lock this other thing in here. I need a new ring. Wow, my ring is doo-doo cheeks. Let's go ahead and equip this boot, because I want to equip this helmet real quick, just so I can see. Defeat player enemies in Outpost Rush, defeat player enemies in Arena, defeat player enemies. Okay. We've got so many artifacts and stuff to work on. Let's see. I can't stop playing Outpost Rush. I'm obsessed. Totally freaking obsessed. Yo, I like these skins. What is this? Sword, shield, rapier? Or sword, shield, spear? I really want to build a light sword, round shield, something build. I think sword, round shield, like musket Is musket a dex? Is it int dex? Or dex int? Yeah, dex int. So I kind of want to go 350 dex, light with a round shield and a sword and shield. And then do like a DPS thing. And then just musket people. And then beat their ass when they close the distance. I'm pretty bad with the musket, admittedly. But I feel like it'd be a lot of fun. It's a very good dueling setup, I think. The biggest problem that I think you would have there is you would end up in a situation where you didn't necessarily have a lot of skills to use. So one of the benefits of having two weapons that serves ultimately the same purpose of melee or ranged or whatever is that you have two full sets of skills that you can use while you're playing inside of that range. And so you never really have to stop doing, the use a skill, do an attack, use a skill, do an attack. You have lots of skill options for defending yourself, for attacking, for doing whatever. If you do something that's kind of split like that, where you have a range option and a melee option, then you have half as many skills at each of those ranges. Now, it does mean that you have the ability to chip at a player before they get within range of you, or to have some sort of recourse to retaliate against players who are um, further away if you primarily play melee like I do. And so there are some benefits there for sure. But I don't know if those benefits outweigh the loss of a whole skill set. And honestly, I think that kind of depends on what weapons you're using. I do, for example, have a musket here. Causes bleed. Critical hits on enemies cause 10% bleed for 6 seconds, works on both weapons. So I think running this with here's another potential option. This would be all melee though. Or you could do rapier musket instead. And use just a regular musket in this rapier and do heavy attacks on both. But well, I guess you can't heavy attack with the musket, can you? Yeah, I don't really know. But there's some interesting implications thanks to some of the artifacts doing stuff for everything like that. There are very few roads here. Very, very few people on my team. I'm going to get attacked here. You can see they're taking their side much, much faster. Yep. I have life leech, dude. This isn't a fight you're going to win. Now you're going to win because you got friends. Damn. That's what happens, though. Oh, is that Alim? Yo, you shithead, Daniel. That's my older brother on the other team just beating my ass. What a jerk, dude. Can't even believe it. My own brother. Whoops. Got him. No, they tricked me. Oh, he tricked me so good. Oh my goodness, that was hilarious. Jerk. Yeah, I saw this coming. Too many people were over at that other side. No, of course, they were going back to the middle to try and cap. But I ain't got no friends. I ain't got no friends. Now I got friends. Black. Somebody's taking ours. Can't have that. Oh, looks like we got a lot of friends over here. Goodness. Just to beat on one dude. That was kind of rude. The other team is playing intelligently. They're trying really hard. At least a couple of them are, to spread out and try and cap a bunch of the different locations. So they've got us running around a lot. But I happen to also be on a team full of people who are willing to go to all of the extra areas. So they just keep meeting them. And we just have more people moving around than they do, I think. And in a larger group. This one is pretty small. And So I think there's actually quite a bit of value because of how quickly you can get from location to location on this one specifically in just balling up and going, especially if you're the stronger ball. Just moving around as a unit like they were doing seemed pretty good. Let's go see my ranking. Ooh, yo, I was rank 3. What's up, dude? 26 assists. Yo, all the people who were in the top were all like super crazy on the assists with no kills, really. That's funny. That's real funny. And we get a chest. Open chest. We get stuff I don't need. We get stuff I don't need. We get stuff I don't need. It's real hard to get relevant perk combinations in this game. Like, real hard. Let's go put some things away. I'm starting to fill up my inventory here. Oh, there's a mark guard going on. Whoops. I thought there was a mark guard going on. Can't get X'd up for it though. Nobody loves me. I don't even know where all this stuff is. Oh, that's a big dude. Nice. Oh, there's chests in these now? That's dope. These don't seem to be loot biased. Everybody's splitting up. I don't understand where the run goes. Like a bunch of people went this way. Is there a chest up top here or something? Oh, so I came up here for some tiny little chest. Get it. I don't know where the group is. I think I'm with some, like, side group right now that's being dumb and going in the wrong direction. Here we go. I think this is the main group. Whoa. Just got all the things. Big old bear. Look at that bear. Give me chest. I like chest. I can has. Don't worry, Cal, come over here. Mergard Farm. Can I come up here and do this? Will I get the chests from clearing the portals a bunch of times in a day? Or do you only get the portal chests once? Because I'll come do this just for the portal chests. Because the elites you can only get so many times in a day, right? Ooh. I got a gray wizard hat. Quicken casting while above 50% mana magic. Whoops. I have a feeling I left a bunch of boxes just lying on the ground. But that's okay. What's this? Oh, it's a chest. Yeah. Now we eat off a cliff. Dude, I love eating off of cliffs. Literally my favorite thing. Ooh, I got another one. The Abyss. I think that's a hammer. Oh, no, it's an axe. 99% of damage is converted to void. This staff has adjusted attribute scaling and now has dual scaling with both strength and intelligence. A void axe that int scales? That feels pretty good on the whole. Is that the end? Little chest. Nope. Okay, well, that was fun. Let's go through all of our loot, because there's a lot of it. Let's maybe first just teleport back. That was kind of fun. I'm not like a super big fan of chest runs, but if they're going to give me that much loot, we might just have to keep doing them anyway. Might just have to keep doing them anyway. Let's see. No. 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 Corrupted Crater Maker. Keen, vicious, life stealing. Ooh. Oh, it's only 625. That's too bad, because that's like the stats I want. Oh my god, that's such a good weapon. I am so sad that's only 625. That hurts. Let's see. Trenching crits, abyssal attunement, keen. That's actually not bad. With a gem slot. Soul Shroud, we'll keep that. Arcane protection, sturdy fortification. Blocking an attack removes a debuff. That's actually a pretty good kite shield. Not gonna keep it. Alright, what do we got here? Soul Shroud, Great Sword, Leeching Crosscut, Trenching Crits, Plague Strikes. Nope. Frost Attunement, Hatred, Shirking. No, thank you. Okay. Well, none of that was really of any value. Well, that's not true. I guess we did get that hammer. And unfortunately, there was that really good named Great Sword. It's just not here. 2 conditionings and a life stealer's draught with a keen and a defense socket. Too bad there's no gem socket. No gem socket. Nimble, beloved. Nope. Shirking. Nope. Flash conditioning, shirking fortification. Nope. Lifestealer's Drought, shirking energy, shirking fortification on a light. If a hit is avoided by dodging while in a light or medium equipment load, gain 13 stamina. Gain 7.2% fortify. A gem slot and a defense slot. No, a skill slot. We might keep that just in case I build something in a light. Oh, no, it's got a skill slot. Never mind. Skill slots on armors are not as powerful. Mortal aggression, thrust, and fire conditioning. Skill slot. Offense slot, gem slot, 3 conditionings. Thrust Arboreal Arcane. Yeah, I think we keep that. Hardcore parkour. Skill slot. Nope. Skill slot. Nope. And skill slot. Nope. And last piece here. Thrust conditioning. Frost conditioning. 2 offense slots and a skill slot. Or and a gem slot. Right? No, 1 offense. Is that? Enraged acceleration must be an infix. While at or above 15 stacks of enrage, gain 8% haste. Okay. How do you get enraged stacks? Do you have to have the enraged set to get enraged stacks? Let's go read the enraged set here. It comes in the raid. Isle of Night, enraged set. So with 1 piece, hitting a target within 13 meters grants stack of enrage, increasing outgoing damage by 1% and increasing incoming damage by 0.5 per stack, max 10 stacks. Increases max enrage stacks to 15. Heavy attacks generate an additional stack. While enraged and above 70% health, lose 5% of your max HP every half second. Increases max enrage stacks to 25. Increases the duration of enrage by 50% while enraged. While enraged, all attacks deal an additional 8% damage while below 70% health. Okay. Wow. I kind of like this set. For my life leech build, I feel like this is pretty tops. So if we could get okay, this is interesting. So it looks like Lifestealer's Drought Sacrificial Empowerment is like on the menu for this Spectral Wraith Helm. And then you get a gem slot and an infix. So hitting a target with a light or heavy attack while at or above 15 stacks of enrage will consume 3 stacks to reduce the cooldown of all active weapon abilities by 5%. Oh my god. Oh, my brain is melting. Yo, this enrage set is broken. So not all of them have infixes. But this helmet has that good infix there. I just want the enraged pieces. I don't want to see all the second wind stuff. I want to see the enraged gear or weapons. For sure. Want to see the the sword? Okay, here's great sword. Okay, so this great sword has the same uh, infix that I have right now, the alternating enchantment. Where's the regular sword? Great axe has something called thwarting stun. I wonder if that's the same on all the great axes. Critical storm. Once every 0.5 seconds when you crit a target, gain a stack of storm charge on self, lasting 13 seconds. As 6 storm charges hitting a target with an ability will consume all the charges and trigger a bolt of lightning, dealing an additional 100% damage. Oh my god. Where is the regular enraged sword? Oh, critical storm. Ooh, if the critical storm infix is on both the hatchet and the sword for the enraged set, we might be in the money. Let's see. Enraged sword, critical storm, critical storm. Okay, that's crazy. Now let's look for the enraged heavy armor. Enraged medium, enraged light, enraged light, enraged light, heavy, light. Okay. Well, this was heavy, right? No, this was light. Spectral Wraith. So Spectral Wraith Heavy Helm, hitting a target with a light or heavy attack. Consumes 3 stacks to reduce the cooldown. Okay, so we still got the same infix on the heavy. Let's try and find more heavy enraged. Enraged set heavy chest piece. Does vicious. That's interesting. That's just an infix, or that's a charm though, so that can be changed. Has an empty gem slot, gives vital synergy. While health is below 50%, gain 15% stamina regen. While stamina is below 15% or 50%, gain increased incoming healing. Very good. Sacrificial empower seems to be like the way we're going with the heavy, with the enraged. Hmm. I didn't see all of the heavy pieces for the enraged set. I only saw those two. Here we go. Heavy footwear. Enraged acceleration while at or above 15 stacks of enrage, gain 8% haste. Okay, so I have that infix on a not set boot right now, which is interesting. I thought that the infixes for the sets and the regular infixes were going to be different. And that was not the case. Unless, is this? Yeah, so this is not a rage set. Hmm. Let's go back to the raid here. Ooh. Enraged Leech. While enraged, all attacks gain 20% lifesteal while below 70% health. Holy crap, this set is good. Keen, skilled enchantment, stop, drop, and roll. Dodging will reduce the current duration of all burn damage over time effect. Vicious, keen, refreshing move, nimble. I mean, I can use all those. Damn. Okay, so my life leech build just got so much better. And it's all about this enrage set. Why is it comparing this automatically to my item in my inventory? That's weird. Plague strikes, plagued crits. Oh, that's cool. Heavy attacks inflict disease for 8 seconds, reducing healing effectiveness. Critical strikes against targets inflict disease for 6 seconds, reducing healing effectiveness. I wonder if these stack. I doubt it, but maybe. If they do, that's actually really good anti-healer. I'll have to research that, but I kind of want to buy this. Because I don't know exactly how those work. Looks like we got one more bit of activity here, so we got that. Boom, done. Boom, done. Boom, done. All right. Almost. What is this wanting me to do? Okay, wants to be annoying. Got it. Wow. Okay. So we got to get in and we got to do this raid. I was going to wait until next week. But I feel like maybe we need to do it. But if y'all give me just 1 second here, I need to go use the restroom real quick. And then I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Wow. I don't know. I mean, now I just really want to beat the raid, honestly. That's like my whole purpose in life right now. I need enrage gear. I need 5 pieces. So it looks like you can get the set infixes on non-set items, which super cool because that means that I can, for example, get a sword. So the swords that we have, whoops. So if we take a look, I had to get those. But if we take a look at our activities and we look in our raid here, and we look at our sword, this has end, which is ability-based damage and base damage in the final attack of the melee chain, which, cool. But that doesn't really work well for the sword because it has a 3 attack chain. And then the hatchet has a 4 attack chain. So you've got these ends on here, and I don't really think they're that valuable. Also, you've got a skill slot, which, cool, I could be down with the skill slot. And then you've got the infix, and then you've got a slot that doesn't exist in a gem slot. So we don't know what these other pieces are. But you could get, potentially, 3 attunements, a gem slot, and critical storm. But that would probably mean having to pick it up off of like an elite chest. And so we have all of the, like this ring. I definitely want this ring. Right? This is the enraged one. So you get the enraged leech, you get a attack, you get a gem slot, and then unscathed empowerment. I don't even know what this is. Melee light attacks grant one stack of melee, and melee heavy attacks grant 2 stacks of 3.9% empowerment for 8 seconds for every hit you deal without taking damage. Max 6 stacks. Taking a hit will remove the power and increase that instance of damage by 12%. Okay. So that's a little meh. In a duel, that could work really well, right? Block, attack, try not to get hit. But no, but I love this enraged leech, right? That's just 20% flat leech. That's bonkers. I don't even. My brain is exploding right now. Okay. Well, what does it take to get into the raid? Should I just pug it? Older brother, are you there? Do you want to just try and pug the raid? I mean, I more than meet the values here. So 725. Mechanics are going to be the part that's hard, right? And I mean, I don't know the mechanics. It's kind of a dickhead move to go in without learning the stuff. But enraged hunt, exiting a dodge with more than 20 stamina while enraged will consume 4 stacks to trigger a 3.5 meter radius AoE that will pull in nearby enemies. Oh my god. I don't even Enraged is so good. Everybody's going to be running it. And I'm going to life leech my freaking booty hole off. Life leech my booty hole off. I can't even get over this. All right. Let's just pug it. Oh, can I not pug it? Oh, you must be in a raid group. You just can't pug it. That's funny. Black. Okay, well, getting into a group sounds like the opposite of fun. So we're just going to go back to playing PvP and shit, because I enjoy that. Trying to get into a raid group makes me want to punch myself in the face. It honestly makes me a little sad that you can't just pug the raid. I imagine that I'm not good enough to do it, but we might have to wait till next week just so we can get more umbral crystals. Which means we need to start thinking about some other paths here to success. So right now, what are the things holding me back? I need a new helmet. I need a new pair of pants. Those are two things holding me back. I need some more charms. That's kind of holding me back. I need more kills with my boots. So we got half our animal crystals up here. We probably need to go about getting some more currency. That seems important. But there aren't really any gear pieces to buy, I don't think. A big problem that I have, something that prevents me from doing a lot of content, is I don't have people, right? Like I don't know 10 people to go run that raid with to learn it. which means if I'm gonna run it, I'm gonna run it with people I don't know. And invariably, when you do content that's hard like that with people you don't know, things get really frustrating really fast. As soon as one person gets frustrated and starts flaming the rest of the group, it's just kind of over and done with. I need to go through some of this and get rid of some of these things. I need to like go put away. Let's equip that real quick just so I can see it. Oh, this is easy to max out. That's actually kind of cool. Got sidetracked. Sorry, team. Damn. How is that dude standing behind my whole team and nobody turned around and attacked him? I mean, I should have been able to just kill that guy, but he was just a little too squirrely. I should have switched to my sword and shield because I have a little more defensibility and better mobility with my attacks in that case. But I'm having fun with the greatsword. What's up, nerd? Why are you in my base here? Why are there two people in my base? What is going on in this fight? I don't understand what's happening in my life right now. Just two people in my base, people just running by. I fall in that hole a lot. I'm gonna have to like develop relationships in this game, aren't I? It's gonna be a thing that has to happen. Stupid multiplayer games requiring multiple people. I'm having one of those frustrated days right now. Everything was going good until about 10 seconds ago. Now I'm just confused and I don't know what's going wrong. Apparently can't jump. I honestly feel like since I've moved this life leech build, my character is just way worse. I don't think it was necessarily a good move. I think the life leech with the enrage set is going to be really good, but I don't think I have enough defensive perks because all of my perks are basically being used for my life leech. And I think that's causing some pretty significant, like, I just died too easy. In a small fight, right, I can probably do okay. But as soon as even just two people start attacking me, I start having some problems trying to actually leech enough life to live. No point chasing that dude. Go try and take mid. Did I just fall through the map? I definitely just fell through the map. That was obnoxious. Not going back down there ever. Freaking pocket healers, dude. Freaking pocket healers. I definitely stunned that guy, and then he just wasn't stunned. I think somebody else hit him with some weak ass shit. That was awful. I did so bad. 14 deaths. What a pathetic showing. On the bright side, at least we keep filling up our freaking thing here. Guess we might as well get some tokens. Got some activity card action here. Dope. Oh, I haven't opened my 4 Merc card chests yet. Holy crap. Conscript's Greatsword. Plague Strikes. Alacritous Punishment. Nope. Nope. Alright, let's open the... Ooh, nice. Let's open these 4 things right here. The Breach Closer's Sword, unfortunately. These are both purple. Not that they're particularly good anyway, but they're cool looking. Empty gem slot, wellness, refreshing, enchanted ward, accelerating light's embrace. Well, that's too bad. That was almost good. Or at least almost decent. I didn't even see this in there. Demon Horn. 700 Great Axe with refreshing move, shirking abyss, mortal power. Nope. 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 Wait. Nope. I want to go see what these corrupted things sell for. Pretty sure they get used in some of the endgame crafting stuff. Ooh, that's not half bad. Not half bad at all. Okay. That's a good deal. Okay, what to do, what to do. I need to do my soul trials. Let's do my 3 soul trials today. No point in not getting these banged out because I don't really have to pay attention to do these. Oh, I hate this lady. Oh no, this isn't the one I was thinking. Never mind. I don't think I've ever actually fought this person. Okay. I obviously don't understand that mechanic. Doesn't matter, lifesteal. Shit, that's funny. Does he go all the way back up to full health? Of course he does. Okay. Need to lock that before I accidentally throw it away. I wanna be a billionaire so freaking bad. Buy up all the things I never had. I wanna be on the cover of Forbes magazine, smiling next to Oprah and the Queen. All right, who we fighting this time? Oh, is this the one that I hate? No. Wow, I don't know any of these bosses. Oh, is this the dude that you fight, like, literally at the beginning of the game? My hatchet is better than yours. This is the first soul trial I've done that had a one-shot mechanic. I wonder what I'm supposed to do. Ah, it has a button. No? Okay. Oop. Is it over? Are you defeated? Bye-bye. And one more activity. Soul Trial. Who's in here? Oh, is this the deer? I think this might be the deer. It is the deer. Come here, you little deer. This one beat my ass when I had to do it for the storyline. Oh my gosh. It was so rough. Oh, no, there's 2 deers. Was there always 2 deers? There might have always been 2 deers. You walked out of the healing pool because you're stupid. Victory. All right. Where's my exit at, dude? Hello, exit. Can you hear me? I bet you this is it. Bye bye. Okay. Open up some coin pouches here. Oh, I forgot about the coins. Oh, that's right. I forgot I got to do like random expeditions and all that stuff too to get a bunch of coin pouches. Because I can get 1,000 per. We're going to have to do that. But it seems like today is probably a good day to go ahead and have a short stream. We haven't had a shorter stream in a little while. So let's go ahead and call this one the end for the day. We'll be back tomorrow at the regular time again. And hopefully I will have some knowledge that I need. We'll try and get something big done. I really do think I need to try and get this raid done. So let's see about maybe trying to do that tomorrow. Maybe I can rope my older brother into it. But we'll see. So yeah, thanks everybody for coming and hanging out. I appreciate it. I hope everybody has a great rest of their day, and I will see you all on the next one tomorrow.